Hey everyone, how you doing, man? It's another on me VIP podcast. Just a lot going on in the world of student athletes, high school and college sports, NIL. We just want to jump right in today. This morning, actually, posted an article that I written on transfers that are happening among high school students. It's a passion of mine because I'm a booster club president for one of the high schools here in my state and my city, and it can be challenging sometimes to when you're from a community school that has such a tradition as I come from, where you kind of know from when you're a kid, where you're gonna go to junior high, and from junior high, where you're gonna go to high school, and there are some of those formats that still exist throughout the country. But as the transfer portal has entered into high school, that's changing. That landscape changing. It's changing daily. And there a lot of movement. There's a lot of movement sometimes among uh, young student athletes, both male and female. And I get that. I understand that. People have always transferred. Transferring was not as easy as it is now. So that's understandable also. And you always want the best for any student athlete on any level as they choose to move around. But one of the things that I like to point out to folk is that if you just take the basic number 100 and you say subtract 36 from that, 36 of those students who get in the portal don't end up anywhere. 36 of those students who get in the portal don't end up at any school. And that's alarming when, we're looking at, high school seniors who are outstanding students who are sometimes not being recruited until the very last moment because the college coaches are in the portal and they'd rather get a kid who's acclimated to college, who's acclimated to going to study hall, who's acclimated to just the entire lifestyle change that comes with going from high school to college. And I understand that also. But what it's done now is bled down into high school athletics, where you have high school students sometimes who are 15 years old, who are in a situation where they're not getting to play or not happy with their playing time or not happy with a coach who's pushing them extra hard to be the best that they can be and decide, hey, I'm going to transfer. Where if they just would have hung in there one more year, it would have been a fantastic junior, senior year for those kids. So that kind of bothers me in a sense that, what are we really teaching our kids? How much resiliency does that build? How much character does it build when every time you get upset or you're challenged, you decide, I don't like this. I'm going to transfer. Or, how much can a coach really work with student athletes over the summer if he's constantly having to recruit his own players, right? He's having to constantly watch social media. If he doesn't share a kid's post, a kid gets upset. It's hard to work with the kids now in the summer because everybody's in AAU. And I'm not hating AAU at all. I think AAU competition, anytime you throw it up, get some referees, get a whistle, ball out. I get it. I love it. I'm from that era. We balled all the time, even though it was at the park. AAU came along when I was a freshman, and we were very successful. But it was only a couple years. It wasn't like every summer you're gone, every weekend. By the time you get back, you have to rest, right? So, you got to rest. You got to get a couple of days of rest. You get one day of little workouts, one day of this, and then you're gone again for the weekend. So it's kind of tough on our high school situations when you're gone all the time. So how much does the kid really get to develop in that situation? How much does he get to work, or he or her get to work on those things that they're not good at? If a kid is not good at dribbling, he's great at shooting, she's great at shooting, but not good at dribbling. How much is really going to work on that when they're playing all the time? Because you're just maximizing your good qualities. You're not working on the things that will make you a better player. So you see kids uh, sometimes that never improve from their freshman to their junior year. And then you wonder, well, why come they're not working out or they're not doing this? No, it's the fact that they're playing all the time. By the time they get to high school practice, right? School starts, you go in, it's football season for a basketball player. Or for a football player, it's right into the pads. You go from 7 to 7, right on into the pads. So now you're working, you preparation, you're getting ready, bam, you got to play. For basketball players, same way. You're not getting a lot of work on the things that you need to improve yourself as a player. So the transfer portal is good and bad in some points. Um, I know a lot of folk who are moving around. We've my school, we've lost some players, we've gained some players, and I'm cool with that. But what I do want to see is the parents become more involved in the decision making process and not allow your kids to just say, "Hey, I want to go. I want to move." And you not say, "Hey, let's talk about this. Let's talk to the coach. Let's talk to the individuals that really, are vested in you, that have invested in you over the years, so that we can probably do some due diligence and make a better, wiser decision for you." So I'm not going to hold on that a lot today, but I would just like to see, the transfer process be a little more tighter in high schools. I like to see kids give it a couple years instead of 1 year, and then going somewhere else. Because if you didn't practice at school A, what's going to make you practice the more at school B? If you didn't go to class at school A, what's going to make you go to school at school B? You're just sometimes trying to find an easier way when athletics is not easy, right? Even talented people have to work. So, some of the most successful teams are the teams that stay together, that build a common bond, that have a thing they call chemistry, right? And chemistry only comes from being around each other. It comes from more than just practice. It comes from going to lunch together. It comes sometimes from hanging out together. It comes sometimes from uh, extracurricular activities and having fun. The bond that you build from a team. And, I just like to see more of that. So, we'll dive more into it as we get more into our podcast. But we just want to see our kids make good, sound decisions and end up in a good, sound situation that balances their student life along with their athletic activities, because they're students first. And sometimes we can let the athletics part just take over and say, well, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, and everybody's going to get to the NBA. That's a lie. Google that. That's such a lie. So don't let nobody sell you no tickets. The thing is to get everything out of the game, because the game is going to get everything out of you. So let's be more diligent. Let's educate ourselves. Let's read. Let's stop looking at videos. Read the contract. Read everything that's put in front of you. Even if you have a representative, still read. If you can't understand it, now we got chat, we got Claude, we got everything. Cut it, paste it, drop it in chat, drop it in Claude and say, hey, make this in a easier reading level. Make this in a eighth grade reading level. It happens. It's okay. But make yourself aware of everything that's being discussed and negotiated when it comes to you. That's why we created On Me VIP. In On Me VIP, we actually have a literacy section where we can help you to read better, because some people just don't read. that well. And that's okay. We can fix that. That's not something that's irreparable. We can fix that. We can help you. If not, there are all kind of other places that we can direct you to. Simply send us an email at info@onme.vip and we'll direct you to whatever part of the country you're in. We have networks all across the United States of America. Been at this for 40 years. Student athletes, dealing with coaches, dealing with parents, dealing with administrations, dealing with athletic directors, dealing with different schools and conferences. We got a vast network, and we are here for you. If we're not the ones for you, we can direct you to the right place that will be able to help you because we just want to see you be the best student athlete that you can be. We have our parenting portal. It's so, so important for your parent or that person that's your overseer or that's your aunt, uncle, cousin, whoever it's a senior person in your life that helps you, that assists you to be involved in your athletic career. We want to make sure that they're as educated as you. So we have a parenting portal. And there are other entities just like On Me that are out there that will allow your parents to learn. If you're a parent and you're looking at this video and this broadcast, there you have to get more knowledge. Just don't let everybody tell you, oh, your kid is this, your kid is that, and we want to do this and we want to do that. No, get yourself some knowledge also. We've got that for you. If not, just Google it. It's out there. If you don't know how to Google, send us an email, info@onme.vip, and we'll help you. We'll direct you. Again, if we can help you, there's sources and resources across the country that we can direct you to. So we're not going to be long today. Enjoying just connecting with you guys. Like I said, we've been some 40 years with student athletes and just trying to make things better. We're going to talk about athletics and entertainment. Got a vast amount of entertainment experience. My high school teammate and college roommate was both a professional athlete and a professional musician. So, we were blessed to go from Greenwood to Hollywood. So I know, everybody's got a crew, everybody's got a posse, everybody's got um, something to say expressively, sometimes through melody, sometimes through poetry. So, you got to be aware, of the different things and portioning your passions and when to do this and when to do that. And sometimes you just got to go home. So we're going to be dealing with a lot of this stuff, and this is just our second podcast. So, as we continue to process the things and receive information from you guys on what we need to talk about, then we'll certainly be breaking breaking that for you, making it available, doing as much research as we can on top of the things that we know to provide you with the information that you need. So it's a great day, and we're thankful for everyone that's watching today. We're going to share this socially, and we're at www.onme.vip. We're right now, you can just enter the code VIP 2 week, take a browse, sign up profile, very easy to register. There's a host of information. We even have a travel portal. We've got digital athlete. We've got a lot of stuff. So, but we put it in your hand, made it easy for you. So until Tuesday, we'll see you again. This is Fred Jones, and this is On Me VIP. Thank you.